Hey, you guys, what's going on? My name is Dan Echevarria. I'm one of the leaders in BYouth. As we continue the series, The Walking Dead, today we're going to be addressing the topic focusing. I don't know about you, but every time I see that movie, I get a little emotional just thinking about some of the people that used to say certain things, or whenever I had a dream or an idea of something, they used to shoot it down, or it would be something they would end up with the whole with words like "yeah, but," and those things would just like break me. I don't know if you're going through that or you've been through that situation in the past, but I just wanted to come today and talk about the topic for today is on focusing, and actually read into Philippians 4, chapter 4, verses 4 through 7. Which says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and mind through Jesus Christ." Rejoice in the Lord, which is crazy because how do you rejoice in the Lord when someone is shooting down your dream? How do you rejoice in the Lord when someone is saying, "yeah, but," and maybe the question, maybe it's not happening to you. Could it be that maybe you're the one crashing somebody's dream? Could it be that maybe you're the one doing the "yeah, but"? But I won't even get into that part. That'll be a different lesson. For now, rejoice in the Lord. Things happen. There's going to be somebody in our lives, whether it's family members, people in school, or wherever, that will have something to say. We live in a world where people are just not happy, and things will happen. You will feel like, man, another time. Why do I have to keep going through these things? How do you rejoice, Dan? How do you expect me to rejoice when when I'm going through these things? The Bible says, "Rejoice in the Lord." And I think part of that has to do with you having that connection. Where does your connection with God, where is that at? And so, if you are not reading, if you're not spending that time, how do you know to rejoice? How do you know these promises that he's given us? The fact that he says, don't worry, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication. So to not worry, it's like when we worry, we get caught up in a situation where we're just like stuck. Sometimes it becomes panic mode. And so when someone does something, we got to come back at them. Or if something happens in our lives where we just did not see it coming, we're like this, forgetting the fact that God is saying, don't worry about that. I got that. Now, the second piece to that part is pray about everything. How do you come to somebody and ask them for help? You have to trust them. There has to be some kind of trust. And so I wanted to focus on that. The fact that if I'm going to go to God and ask him, and I'm going to trust this, and I'm reading this, it says, don't worry, just pray about it. At one point, I have to have that trust. How do I build that trust? I have to connect with him. And that's what I want to encourage you guys. There are things that's going to happen. Again, it gets old. It gets boring. Sometimes dealing with people's stupidity is crazy. And so what I want you guys to realize that regardless of those things going on, stay focused. Stay focused on what it is that you have to do. The fact that Psalms 139:16 says, he already prepared your path. Remembering that your life is already planned out. You're just going through the motion. The stupidity is part of it. Embrace it. Embrace it. There are some challenges that as you guys split into into your groups. And one of the things I wanted you guys to talk about is, where do I end up panicking? Where in my life? You guys, when I said that, you guys, it took you to a place where you end up panicking, and the other thing is, think about where are some ideas I tend to lose focus, or where do you tend to lose focus? Is it through pressure? Is it through your peers? Is it through, just issues within the family? Where do you forget? What do you put more time into? Dig into that. All right, guys. God bless.